Good evening. Hello. My name is Cassandra Joan Butler. This is Cosmic Connections for this week. And we're going to be talking about the full moon. We're on the eve of the full moon. This is one of the best times of the whole month, like right now, to tap into your intuition. It's called the gibbous focus time of the month. And it's the time of anticipation before illumination begins at the full cycle. So that takes place tomorrow afternoon exactly. But if you look outside, you're going to say, oh, that's a full moon out there. But technically, it's one of the phases of the moon, and it's called the gibbous phase. So welcome to Cosmic Connections. We're going to talk about this past week and kind of dissect the chart a bit, and also provide some spiritual messages for those of you whose my thumb finds as we do these randomly. So I let's see, I'll say hi to some people who are coming in here. Nope, I can't. Banners, comments, there we are. Hi, Angie. Hi, Nancy. Hello, thanks for being here. Okay, so people are entering the room. Well, I hope people had an enjoyable, peaceful reset over the Scorpio moon holiday weekend. I know I did. I had a wonderful time with my family and saw some fireworks at a place where I've been watching fireworks since I've been about 9 years old. We always go down to Mayville, New York, and watch the wonderful show. And it's gotten much better over the years. And there's a lot of heaviness in the room, in the astrological room, which I want to be talking to you about as we look at the charts. But I do still hope and pray that you had a good weekend. And now this anticipatory feeling, which is the gibbous cycle, use it for dreams. Tonight before you go to sleep, if you're in the Eastern time zones or other time zones, make a wish for a dream or some sort of guidance. And by the full moon, the hypothesis is that we become illuminated wherever we find 18 degrees of Capricorn. If you're not sure where 18 degrees of Capricorn is found, you can always go on my website, Cassandra Joan Butler, on the top page, the landing page, and you can get a free chart, and you'll figure out where Capricorn 18 is in your chart. So that one bit of information for you. And as always, I love to promote my beautiful friends at the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. There are a lot of free services, including this one, but there is a wonderful membership to receive throughout the year, incredible articles and videos and webinars throughout the year to help enhance your astrological knowledge. And one of the many things I love about astrology is that I never, ever have stopped learning and continue to do so. And that's just how it works. It's a body of knowledge that is infinite, like the stars outside. Hi, Jojo. Hey, Paula, Donna, Lynn. Good evening. Hi, Jules. Hi, Lynn. Diana, hello. Oh, okay. Hey, would you be willing to do this, Deb? We have a lot of intuitives in the room. I would say 100% of the people in this room right now, and 100% of the people on the planet right now have a right side of the brain, and they are intuitive. But if anyone has a psychic feeling where Debbie's husband's phone is, I had a phone moment today, actually. I was doing yard work, and I had the phone in my back pocket of my jeans, and I thought that I raked my phone away. That was somewhat hysterical. And then I reminded myself that I'm not that careless. And sure enough, the phone was safely on the countertop. My sense with your husband's phone, just off the top here, Debbie, is that it slipped out of something, like maybe his pocket. It's on the floor somewhere in a corner of the living room area. It could be a den, a living room area. I'm not saying the living room. But it's in the corner, kind of shoved away under some furniture. So that's my 2 cents. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for being here. So anyone else can jump in there. Hello, dear friend Jody. Hi, Tina. Hello, Maria. Whoa, Maria. Good for you. You're going to have a fulfillment of your emotions with this beautiful degree, right? And it's quite the degree, which we'll look at the Sabian symbol in just a moment. Hi there, Jan. How are you? And how is your beautiful, wonderful husband as well? Mersa, hello. Thank you for that nice comment. Hi, Barbara. I get to see you soon. Awesome. All right, friends. Let's take a look at these charts. And I'm going to add our charts to the stage here. They call it a stage. All right, here's our cosmic connections. All right. Oh, good. I can read it. I hope you can read it. So remember, the full moon phase starting at 4:37, I believe. I don't have the exact time, but it's 4 in the afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time, is a culmination of answering our questions posed at the new moon. So 2 weeks ago, you're posing some questions where Cancer falls in your chart. So you're receiving some illumination, some inspiration in your daydreams or your night dreams, or just a thought that pops in that can help you navigate the Cancer Capricorn polarity. Now, this polarity has to do with my responsibilities externally. When I say mine, I mean all of ours, mine, yours, ours. My responsibilities externally, my career, my responsibility to my community, my responsibility to my church or my country, or my responsibilities outward, right? That's Capricorn. And then there's Cancer, how we get our our oxygen tank filled. Cancer is the nurturing aspect of home and family and our BFFs who know us entirely too well, right? So sometimes we're a little nitpicky with our BFFs in our home. So it's the polarity of domesticity and external responsibility. So we're trying to balance that. And so that is the full moon point of this full moon. This is the Cancer Capricorn dance. And the Sabian symbol of this 18 degrees of Capricorn, and we always roll it up to the next degree, is a child of 5 carrying a bag filled with groceries. And the implication here is accelerated growth. Like, we wouldn't ask a 5-year-old to carry a bag of anything that's heavy, especially food. Food is nurturance. And the implication here is that sometimes life pressures us to accelerate our growth, right? Difficulty is the mother of invention. I totally ruin that expression. You know what I'm saying. Necessities, when things are tough, we rise to the occasion. That's what I'm trying to say. So where you find this Capricorn energy, you may be feeling pressure. If you have a Capricorn moon or Capricorn sun or Capricorn progressed sun or Capricorn rising, you may be feeling this pressure to rise to the occasion, and like a youngster trying to carry on and carry even a heavy bag of groceries. I hope you notice the image of a child, right? So when I was talking a few moments earlier and wishing everyone a good past tense 4th of July holiday, I'm sure everyone listening and any remarkably normal human on the planet would have been feeling extraordinarily emotionally fragile with the events that took place, of course, in Texas in the flooding aftermath, and it continues. One of the things that stands out, of course, is the many deaths of children, right? And that goes out saying that there are children who are suffering all across the planet. But I'm saying that this particular event, as it was presented to us, really was tearing at everyone's heartstrings. It's horrific, and anyone who's has any empathy is feeling it. So that's why it felt a little less than celebratory over the past weekend. But I wanted to look at the astrology, and it took me a while to look at the astrology about the flooding event and another event that took place that kind of turned myself a little upside down. And that was 2 things. that plays out with this particular full moon chart. Of course, the Texas flooding. And also the DOJ announcing that Jeffrey Epstein does not have any documentation about trafficking clients, and he did commit suicide, and end of story. No more comment, please. Move on, move along. And there's a lot of anticipation. I'll tell you where the anticipation was very great, because I remember it and I reported on it here, was the first week in January during the full moon of this year, when they were making a big, not threat, but they were announcing that his client book was going to be released to the public. Do you remember that? That was like 6 months ago. All right, so it's almost to the day. And I'm thinking, oh, this is a Cancer Capricorn story. Cancer and Capricorn is about responsibility, and responsibility that is and can be pushed into the arena of power manipulation and control, and Cancer, which is the nurturing, beautiful energy that's protecting children. All right, so these two major stories. There are other stories, but I'm going to focus on these two stories and tie it into our astrology. I'm going to jump to the jump line here. There's a yod that's been forming, my friends, in the sky. Now, what is a yod? A yod is irreconcilable differences between two planets, making a 150-degree angle to another singular planet. So I'm going to point it out to you on the chart. And here it is. We've got Uranus. Hello, Uranus. That's another story altogether. It just moved into Gemini. Next to Sedna. So Uranus is surprise, unpredictability, technology. Sedna relates to the story of the princess in the icy waters of the Arctic who was killed by her father and became a goddess of the seas. Watery motif here. Sedna and Uranus are in conjuncting. Can you see it? Oh, yeah, I think you can. It's in conjuncting Black Moon Lilith. That's that little darkened in moon image, glyph, with a cross underneath it. So Lilith is at 4 degrees of Scorpio. There's a punchline here. And it's in conjunct, irreconcilable differences to our lovely Uranus, surprise, 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 in Gemini, next to the watery goddess of Sedna. And at the same time, we have the other watery goddess, Neptune, conjunct Saturn, in conjuncting Black Moon Lilith at the same time. So let's bring in some real basic astrology. Scorpio is death. Uranus is surprise, unpredictability. I mean, there's other things. And Aries, where Neptune, Saturn are dancing around in the sky for the next many months, it can do with violence, it can do with leadership, it can do with sovereignty. And these three energies are forming this, what we call a karmic flavored configuration. It's called a YOD, a yod. And you can make an argument when there are stories about children, especially loss of children, abuse of children, pedophilia. Black Moon Lilith is often involved in the configuration. Why? Because Black Moon Lilith, it connects with the story of Adam's first wife was kicked out of the garden, and to get back at him for being kicked out of the garden, she went on this baby killing spree. So not always. I mean, Black Moon Lilith, like every image, is layered and has positives and negatives. She's also the fierce, fearless, feisty feminist type of individual or archetype, but she's also involved with babies and death. So I thought, oh my gosh, even the name of that camp, Mystic, there's no other planet more mystical than Neptune. And of course, this is a water tragedy. As I say this, I always feel a little disclaimerish, because I'm saying and sharing this with you, not in a materialistic sense that the stars or the planets made this happen. Astrology is not that. It's very archetypal. It's very storyline, narrative driven, and it's giving us a reflection of what's happening. It's not causing. It's an acausal study. So I just want to make that disclaimer as I explain this to those of you who are perhaps new to astrology. You know, it's very, very much an archetypal study. All right, enough of the negative, horrible things, but it's shown up here in the chart. On a positive note, this full moon is going to be trining or activating in a very easy, beautiful way the asteroid Psyche. And Psyche literally is connected with psychic or intuitive skills and development and being able to tap into things that are not relative just to our five senses. So moon is flowing towards Psyche, and it's flowing or trining to the south node. The south node is the past that's giving us answers, but we don't want to be stuck in the past. So this full moon is asking us to pay attention to the sensitivity of our unconscious. Let us speak to you through dreams, meditation, prayer. Speaking of prayer, Jupiter, Santa Claus, is flowing to Vesta, and Vesta is the goddess of the flame of life and unity among all people. It's the inner flame. She is also very active when we're looking at ritual. So prayer and ritual may be sparked by this full moon for many of us. At the same time, the sun in the sky is in beautiful, nurturing, beautiful, watery Cancer, food and nourishment and protection. And it is trining Pisces, the north node, our spiritual path. And yes, we are in the midst of a chaos, and we're in the midst of a crisis in this country, but across the world. But whenever we see Eris, the crisis-making maverick, conjunct Chiron, it's a call for healing. It's a call for healing crisis and chaos in our own lives as well. And then another, explanation, Uranus entered the sign of Gemini this week, friends. Have you noticed that things are speeding up? Has the past 3 days seemed like a week to you? My goodness. Uranus is trining Pluto. Welcome to the speedy technological wonder age. And we may be feeling a little bit more nervous or a little bit more irritated with all of that. So that's my 2 cents about this full moon. But at the full moon, we exhale. We may have been feeling this in the past few days, but by the full moon tomorrow afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time, we exhale and we say, okay, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I cannot tell you how many crises came across my astrological desk and even my personal desk this past week. 2 of my favorite people in the world have Capricorn moons, right? I won't mention their names. They may be listening, but they both have Capricorn moons the same degree in my family, which is the same degree as my mother in heaven. All right. So we got these 18, 19 degree Capricorn moon people. And I was really worried about one of them because she was searching for a cat that seemed to have escaped her home. And the cat came back. Yes. So happy. Little Rosie returned back to her mother's nest. I should say her grandmother's nest. And the other wonderful Capricorn moon was just kind of worried about paperwork and career things. And all of a sudden, mysteriously, it all came together. And more will come together for where Capricorn falls in your charts, friends. That's the point. We feel this anxiety before we become illuminated. So then, blah. So you Capricorns out there, I forgot who it was. Gina, I think it is, who's got a Capricorn moon, 18 degrees. Big week for you. Big week for you. Here we're going to do a rundown for all of the signs. If you are Aries or Aries rising, this full moon is illuminating, and I'm going to use the word of the Sabian symbol at the same time. Because when we are carrying a heavy load, sometimes we want to drop it, but we keep on going on. So this full moon is asking us to be our best selves and to overcome the obstacles of having to grow up fast, right? So if you're an Aries or Aries rising, this full moon is asking you to grow up fast with your career. Carry that load, take it to the finish line. If you've been wanting to get a promotion or a change of your career or change of venue, you can do it. You can negotiate that deal. You can look for that new job, Aries. It's a great week 2 weeks moving forward as of this week to do that. If you're Taurus or Taurus rising, if you've been thinking about, I need to take a trip, I need to take a vacay, I've got to get out of here, I got to change the scenery, I've got to read a new book, I've got to teach a new class or take a new class, that's for you, Taurus. Illuminate your expansiveness in your life. For Gemini or Gemini rising, you might be carrying a load of finances and taking more than your fair share for other people, right? You might be very generous, Gemini, saying, I'm giving, giving, giving. I'm carrying the load for this one and that one. I would like a little bit more reciprocity. I want more money back in. So that's for you, Gemini, carrying the load with regards to finances, and you'll find an illumination this week and ways to help your financial long-term plan. For Cancer or Cancer rising, this full moon is illuminating the way you are partnering or your partner. Partnering with anybody is the greatest joy in life, and it comes with a little challenge here and then, right? So the Cancers or Cancer risers are looking at their partners and saying, I have to really understand and have more empathy for them. Or they have to have more empathy with me, and I've got to go back and forth with it. So it's about relationship for the Cancers. For Leo or Leo rising, please take care of your health. This full moon is saying it's time for you to put yourself first. Go to the acupuncturist, get the massage, take your vitamins. Boy, I'm giving all sorts of advice that's holistic, aren't I? Gee, wonder why. Well, anyway, Leo, you get my drift. Take care of your health. Virgo, you get to play. Virgo or Virgo rising, put the clarion call out there to have fun, to have your friends, have a party, be social. And, Virgo, you do have a little irritation to contend with as well, because Mars has been in the sign of Virgo for some time. So you might be a little wiped out, but use some of that extra energy to have some fun. For Libra or Libra rising, this beautiful full moon is illuminating your home and your family. If you said to yourself, Libra, enough is enough, I've got to get this place cleaned, I got to purge, I've got to make sure my husband or my kids or my stepmother has to come in and help me out with things in the house, whatever. So Libra is about the home and family and finding a balance so you feel more comfortable within your surroundings. For Scorpio, this full moon is activating your communication. You're wanting to speak your piece. You're wanting to get out there and roar. And Scorpio, this is a great time to trust your own voice and tune down the negative stuff. For Sagittarius, time to take a look at yourself and say, you know what? I'm worth it. I'm so worth it. I'm going to ask my boss for a raise. I'm so worth it. I'm going to go on eBay and sell some things I don't need and have a better income flow. I'm so worth it. I'm going to book a trip. That's for Sagittarius, money, but money incoming in, not money outflow, money coming in. All eyes on the Capricorn people. Oh my goodness. This is the one full moon of the whole year, Capricorn, where you can shine, where you can be the leader, where you can be, very strong within yourself and take action. For Aquarius or Aquarius rising, the full moon is activating your retreat as activities. What do I mean by that? You might be a little fatigued, Aquarius. It's okay. Spend some time napping. I had a nap today. Otherwise, I would never get through tonight. I needed a nap. I'm not an Aquarius. I still needed a nap. But Aquarius, touch in with the God of your understanding, doing some prayerful work, doing some meditation. It's all about that. Resting, relaxing. And for our Pisces friends, this full moon is illuminating your friendships. Sometimes, we take them for granted. This is a great week, Pisces, to get out your social network and say, you know what? It's time to have some fun with my friends. So there you have it. A full moon is a time of illumination. And now we're going to do some spiritual messages after I say hi to people. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Mersa. Hi, Barb. Hi, Deb. Hi, Lynn. Diane. Hi, Renee. Sending you a lot of positive energy. Hi, Candy. Hi, Joan. Nice to see you. Hello. Okay, Julius. Julius, this is a very important full moon for you, right? Because it's a dualistic. You're going to be inviting more like-minded friends into your life and have more discrimination about that. Who do you want to invest your precious Capricorn time in? Okay. Yes. Thank you, Janet. If I didn't say that, let's say it again. Prayers for Texas. And that was definitely being indicated in that chart of ours, right? The full moon chart with Vesta being activated. Hi, Linnell. Good morning, my dear, from Australia. Gurjeet, hello, darling. Hi, Karen. Hi, Peggy. Hi. Hello, big friends. You're 18 degrees Cancer. Yes, it does. A positive. You're able to see in the light more, Gurjeet, your own Cancer self, and you'll be able to see a contrast between what you need to do for you and what you have to do for your family. And you might be saying, I have to do this little dance. So this is a very big full moon for you. I'm glad you mentioned that. Hi, Ryan. What's going on in here? I'm not sure what that means. If that's rhetorical or not. Ryan makes me think that Ryan is a fabulous presenter at Lilydale. Ryan, put your information on the chat so people can come to your class, please. He's a wonderful presenter at Lilydale. Okay. He says that, well, now, Ryan, we just can't say the sun signs. We have to go deeper, right? Yay, exactly, Janet, Kitty, Rosie. Hi, Christine. Okay, take care of your health, Jules. Absolutely. Okay, let's do some messages. Big hugs to you. I'm with my friends right now. Okay. What? Huh. Oh, Ryan, I know. I miss seeing you. Listen, let us know when we can see you at Lilydale. By the way, next week, friends, I will not be live. I'll mention that. I might put a note on my Facebook page and my YouTube page, or better yet, if I have time, and I'll make time, darn it, I'm going to do a little thing for next week, but it won't be live because I'm teaching at Lilydale next Wednesday at 7 p.m. And it's going to be, why am I here? I'm going to answer that question in 90 minutes. Well, not really, but at least I'll introduce you to the concept of the nodes, the north and south nodes. Okay. All right. Let's do some spiritual work. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light and truth, inspiration and healing for the highest and for the best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay. I am with, what am I showing? Oh, that was totally thumb. Okay. Hi, Ryan. I'm with you. 9 Dimensions Universe, July 31st. Okay, on August 12th. Fabulous. Okay, my friend. So I'm with you. You get a reading. Picking on you a lot. Okay, I know you're Pisces. I'm looking at your chart in my mind, and I'm going to bring in the spirit work. The first thing that comes to mind is that I want you to go back to your 10-year-old self, Ryan. All right, 10-year-old, maybe 11-year-old self, 4th or 5th grade in the New York system of, and at that point, that's when some of your curiosity was being triggered for things that we might say are a little off planet, right? Because you have so many different interests. And there was a teacher who helped you at that point. He's in spirit now. I think he was a gym teacher, and he's coming in and he's giving you a high five. Go back to that grade school experience. You might not even know if he's passed, but he was a very formative mentor for you because he implored you to do your best work all the time and not be self-conscious about it. So that's a message from him, number one. Number two, I want to say that as we move forward into the first 2 weeks of August this year, you are going to have a lot more positive feedback, a lot more self-worth and value. Your income won't necessarily change directly from the job you do, of course, but you're going to be able to start launching new visions for other monies coming in through your spiritual work. And that's the first 2 weeks in August. By the end of September 21st-ish, that's when something is consolidated with a new relationship. So I leave that with many blessings to you. Okay. And the next person I'm with Sweetie Hawkins. Hi, Sweetie. Love the name. Wow. Aren't you a mover and shaker? I love it. Sun, Mars, Mercury, and Saturn in Capricorn in the 10th house. Well, you've had your initiation into your greatness. You've graduated, right, sweetie? You know that, right? From 2008 until 2024, astrologically, all that Pluto stuff just beat you up. And so you are invincible because there's a part, and so I'm tying this into the spiritual message I have for you. It's a part of you that's more detached about outcomes. And what do I mean by that? You are, obviously, with that chart, an ambitious individual, but there's a part of you that's let go and surrendered and learned how to kind of ride the wave of the universe and not always try to make things happen. And that has been a subtle shift, I would say, in the past couple of weeks. There's something else I want to say, that there is the wise old man archetype with you. Now, I'm not sure this is an actual physical grandfather in spirit, but Carl Jung talked about the wise old man. And that archetype is alive and well with you, whether that comes through your work. I don't know if you draw or if you sketch, but I'm getting almost like it could be a spirit guide. I'm not sure what I'm picking up for you, but this image of embracing your wisdom, like the archetypal figure of the wise old man in psychological astrology. So number 2. And number 3, I get a great deal of joy coming your way by doing things that are absolutely related with the water, whether it be water sports, going in and out of soaking tubs, but water is your medicine. And this might be one of the things that you're going to be striving for, whether, I'm not sure where you live, if this is seasonal or not, but that maybe there's a new tub or a new soaking tub, or being by the water. And I leave that with many blessings to you, sweetie. Okay, there we have it, friends. I want you all to have a beautiful week. Pray for everyone in pain on this planet, but direct a lot of healing prayers to the first responders, especially as they are doing recovery. They need upliftment, and all the heartbreak and heartache in Texas with the families. And please know that our thoughts, our feelings, our prayers absolutely make a difference. I actually taught a class on that once at a college, that prayers really do make a difference. And I leave you in prayer, and I leave you with light and love. And I won't see you next week. Come to see me at Lilydale, the astrology gathering at 7 p.m. And or see me, book a reading. I don't know. I'm always there for you. All right. Have a great night.